actually went down, it would be a different conversation altogether. But he did believe he was going to knock me out, and he's a great fighter, Martin Bakole. He's got great timing, and some of the punches he landed did hurt, and it still hurts now.
Really? Wow. So were you?
He called me with a beautiful uppercut when I came in the first round, and just I went back to the corner, and I was like, "Oh, Andy, just please keep this sorted."
When's the last time you sparred him?
I sparred him back in 2022 when we were training with Tyson Fury in Morecambe Bay, and Tyson was preparing for Dillian White.
Okay.
And even back then, he was a beast. He's a beast now still, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. He's still got a fight locked in with F.A. Jagbar, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in their fight coming up.
Actually, I just saw this morning that the IBF is now removing him from that final eliminator status, so it seems like he's off the card.
Wow, okay, I had no idea. I thought he was still...
Just this morning, and I know it's morning over there, so you may have missed it, but it seems like he wanted to, stay on that May 2nd date and fight in the final eliminator, but it sounds like now it's not going to happen. I did see an interview with you afterward.
Now, people, just like I told you, like the fear of what happened. Martin Bakole has been stripped from that date. Okay. And I'm looking at his box rec now, and that's that. Okay. It shows him ranked number 15. Okay. He's ranked number 15. And because he took that fight, because he took that damn money, because he was listening to Billy Nelson, that snake, because, when you start getting management into it and promoters and stuff like that, they don't really care as much as them getting paid, because they know every time a fighter gets paid, a fighter gets money, but every time they get paid, fighters, the promoter and the manager gets paid. So you have to keep that in mind, and that's that. And I'm looking right now. See, here you go. The IBF strips Bakole of the title eliminator after Parker knockout. A Jagba fight loses significance. Okay. Martin Bakole's second round knockout loss to the WBO heavyweight champion Joseph Parker last Saturday night has cost him his chance to fight for the IBF-sanctioned eliminator against F.A. Jagba on May 2nd. Although the Bakole versus Jagba clash will still happen, it won't be an eliminator. Okay. Dan Rafael says that he's been told by an IBF spokesman that Bakole is out of the eliminator and that they'll be looking for the next available contender. Bakole reportedly got a payday of $600,000 for his fight with Parker. The fuck? Some believe it could be higher. However, losing out on the IBF eliminator opportunity is terrible. Martin's chances of defending a Jagba to become a mandatory for the IBF would have been high, and there's a lot more money he could have been made battling for a world title. Now Bakole is stuck in a situation where he needs to slowly claw his way back to where he has been before his loss with Parker. It took him 11 years to get this position, to be on the verge of fighting for a world title. Now, do you see how fucking stupid that was for Billy Nelson to tell this man to fly, to leave the Congo straight off the fucking couch, 315 pounds, to go over to Saudi Arabia and fight a guy that's been training for 10 weeks? That was the dumbest thing you could have ever told a fighter, that first of all, you're supposed to be training, that you ain't training forever. And second, somebody you're supposed to be managing. But again, like I told you about managers and promoters, like Chris Eubank Jr. said, scumbags. Yeah, scumbags. That's what you call them, because they don't give a shit about your advancement. They just care about the next paycheck. They couldn't have been thinking about the future of Martin Bakole, how these pieces are moved. Did you just hear me read? It took this man 11 years to get to where he's supposed to. Back when Martin Bakole was skinny, when he was about 240, when that ain't skinny, but he's a lot smaller than he is now. Fucking 60, 75 pounds smaller, right? So yeah, smaller than he is now. It took him that long to get there, and they fucked him just to be a replacement for Joseph Parker, and Joseph Parker's getting fucked. Let's get real. Let's just be real. Can we be real today? Like every other day, let's just be real about it. Joseph Parker ain't getting a title shot either. Okay? He ain't getting a title shot. Martin Bakole fucked his title shot over, messing around with Billy, because Billy was, I don't know what the hell's wrong with Billy, but Billy told him some dumb crackhead shit. It was a crackhead move, something a moron would do, that's some kind of drugs. Yes, I said it. You do not tell your fighter that is on the verge of fighting for an IBF eliminator. Anybody that knows the IBF, they don't play. The IBF don't play about this shit. And see, whoever informed him, if whoever informed him that it won't matter, you can still fight Effie Ajagba, and you'll keep your position. Let me tell you guys something. If Turki Al-Sheikh told him that, which I doubt, he's dead fucking wrong too. This is what I think happened. Turki Al-Sheikh asked him for the opportunity. Then the manager / trainer, Billy Nelson, calls Martin Bakole, tells him a bunch of fucking lies, then lies to everyone else like, hey, yeah, he's 60%. We heard him lie to everybody saying that this 315-pound big jolly green giant ass dude was 60% ready. That's a lie. That was a lie. You can tell by looking at this dude. This dude I'm in more shape than this dude was. Okay, so you're sitting there telling everyone he's 60%, lying to Martin Bakole and saying, nah, you can keep the position, mate. Don't worry about it. And you saying this guy's like a daddy. I'll be damned, I'm gonna call anybody daddy. Who am I, Diddy? Stop. The thing about this whole thing sucks. I just had to read it up, and I just heard it from Ariel there, right? And it pisses me off because Martin Bakole he was on his way. And it just shows you when you don't have the best people in mind that manage your career, because he managed to fuck over Martin Bakole. And then that shit was talking about 600,000. You mean to tell me I flew all the way over there for a half a fucking meal? And you know he's not going to make money off of that shit. 600,000 means what to Scotland in taxes? Then you got to pay Ben Shalom. Then you got to pay that cocksucker, Billy Nelson. You got to pay all of these dudes, and then you're left with about $235,000. Terrible. Why would you advise someone like that to do that if you cared? So, it comes to the conclusion, people, Billy Nelson can't care for Martin Bakole. He can't give a shit. He just cared about that quick buck right then and there. Ooh, you could win, mate. Well, what if you didn't? And see, even if he didn't, here's the thing. Even if he did knock out Joseph Parker, he still would have lost his position, because now he was fighting for the WBO interim. He still would have been dropped from the IBF. So it was stupid advice anyway. It was dumb. Sure, I'm the WBO, but what does that really mean? Okay, the WBO, then what? When was the last time the WBO was, is it Paco, like I said, right? Isn't he the president? Or I think that's WBA. When was the last time the WBO mandated a title shot for anybody? You know what I mean? What was it? It's been a while. It's been a long while, because the IBF was last. Then it was the WBA back in 2003, 2024. It's been a long time. Maybe that would have been this year, but this man now is in a place where he does not need to be. So if I'm Martin Bakole, seriously, people, and I know this is a little long, but I have to get this point across, and I have to wedge this home. This guy, Billy Nelson, should be fired. I would fire him as a trainer, and I would fire his ass as a manager. Because there's no way I'm going to keep on rocking with somebody that gave me advice to do this thing, to come out short like this. Yeah, he gets a fight. Who gives a fuck about another fight? He's been fighting. That's not the point. He's not Michael Hunter. This guy's actually fighting anyway. But this guy was supposed to fight for a title in his prime. By the time he gets that shit, he'll probably be 400 pounds and 36 years old. It'll take forever for someone like Martin Bakole to get an opportunity like that again. I would never trust anyone like Billy Nelson ever in my corner again. When he screwed over me like that, knowing, hey, no, you don't want this done. You don't want to do this. And here's the thing, to be manipulated and talked into it, that's the sad part. Because it wasn't like, hey, man, you want to fight in Saudi Arabia? No, man, I'm down in the Congo, said Martin. Okay, man, don't worry about it. I understand. No, it wasn't like that. Martin Bakole already gave this cocksucker his answer, his decision. Nah, I don't think this is a good idea. I'm in the Congo and I ain't ready. I'm not prepared. That's why I didn't fight Zhilei Zhang. I wasn't prepared for it, man. So I've been down here trying to get this mall together. So I'm not in any shape. Matter of fact, I got to fly to America to get ready for this title eliminator. Remember, motherfucker? That's how it should have been, but it didn't. Billy kept on driving it home. No, mate, you can do this. You can make history. You got Joseph Parker. You can fight. Yeah, let's take this fight. You got two options. You can do it. And Martin Bakole, being the foolish one, took the bait. Now look at this shit. Yeah, he'll fight. So yeah, you get the fight, but hey, at the catch, you won't be fighting for the belt. This guy's number 15. He's not in the top 10. What does that mean? That means nobody doesn't have to fight him. No one. For a person that fought him, that wanted to fight him, guess what? What's happening with him? Not a damn thing either. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of the IBF stripping Martin Bakole of the opportunity to fight for the #1 title eliminator for the IBF. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch.